Hello and welcome to the Michael Shane Kelly Show. I'm so glad you're here today. I can't wait to introduce my guest to you. It's going to be incredible. Are you ready? Let's roll. All right, welcome back. We're so glad to have you here. I have an incredible individual with me in the room right now. He is here for our Next Gen Youth Conference, brought his whole band. This is incredible. Sean Rodriguez.
How's it going, man? Thank you for having me today.
Man, I'm doing great. I know you've had a big setup day. You've been at the church getting moved in and set up. How's that going?
It's been a blast. That stage design, man, is crazy. Like all the way from the decorations, even the way that the stage is generally set up. Y'all have the drum throne sitting way up on the top. Like that. That's so unique, man. I haven't seen that before.
You know, I'm not going to brag too much, but I'll just say this. I've been playing drums since I was 8 years old. So I don't play now. I can if I have to, but I want to make sure the drums are high and lifted up. You know, they're always buried in a stage somewhere.
Yeah,
like, where's the drum even at?
You guys took Drum Riser to the next level for sure.
Yeah, we did. So it wasn't intentional, but we had to find space room. We do a lot of productions,
right?
So we had to find room, and it's like above the baptistry.
Yep.
And so that's where it's at.
That's great.
It's been great for years. So when we build a new building, I still got to find a way to put the drums up high. I think everybody kind of expects it.
Yeah. I feel like it could become a trademark now. You know what I mean? It's like
Central Triad with the drums.
That's the church. Yep.
Well, man, I'm so glad you're here. My son, I believe, reached out to you.
Yeah.
And my daughter, Corbin and Michael, about the conference. And so we just met like moments ago.
Yeah.
And I'm learning more about you. I got to listen to some of your songs. I did hear that. Man, you got a very eclectic, wide sound.
Yeah, thank you.
And I like it. I was listening to one, matter of fact, a few minutes ago, I was listening to one that you did with kind of a rocky edge.
It is finished. Is the name of that one.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Is that more your styling, you think? Or what do you think?
It's so funny getting this question. So I was actually a family pastor before I stepped into full-time music, right?
Interesting.
And so as a family pastor, the biggest challenge to me was being able to take a message from the Bible and being able to break it down for children when I had to speak in children's, right?
Yeah,
sometimes I had to speak in middle school, youth group, and then occasionally I'd get to do a Sunday service with parents and grandparents, right?
Know your audience.
And so you got to know your audience.
Yeah.
You have to know how to change the delivery. You don't change the message, but you change the delivery so that who you're speaking to will receive what you're saying, and so that you can stay entertaining, right? You got to be engaging. They can't be tuning out while you're giving them the truth. No. And so for me, when God pulled me into music and opened the door for me to do that, I didn't see it as God taking me out of the church to go do music. I saw it as him extending the family ministry platform through music. Cool. And so I said, okay, you know what? I don't want to have, like, if somebody says like, hey, what's your genre, Sean? I don't want to have an answer to that. I just want it all to be praise music. Yeah. And I want it to have something for everyone. So when you come to a concert, I want every generation, every background, every culture to walk away saying, that one was for me. Like, the other songs were good, but that one was for me, you know? So it is finished. That's a rock song. We had Kevin Young from Disciple on that, which is awesome. Yes. Tonight when we do the concert, you'll hear some rap, you'll hear some pop, you'll hear some praise. It's just, whatever makes a joyful noise, man.
Man, I love that. And what was cool about the song was I was pumped. I mean, I heard, I was like, let's go to war, man.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I'm ready to go fight something, right? Let's bring it on.
Yeah.
And of course we're talking about winning the war of the enemy, but it was such a cool sound. And I've listened to several more songs. Man, you got I like the fact that you have a wide variety. That's a cool feeling, and you're going to hit somebody.
Definitely.
Especially, and tonight at the conference, you'll see them, and they're going to just eat you up, man. They're going to love it.
I'm excited.
They're pumped. Last night they had a great time, and so today's even better. So how long now have you been doing this?
So 2023 was when I jumped out and I was able to do my first tour.
Oh, wow.
And that was the Winter Jam tour.
Oh,
and
really?
Yeah.
Is that here in Greensboro?
I believe we did come through Greensboro, actually. And
that's fantastic.
And so in that year I was on the pre-jam, and so I was the second act of the night. Before, doors had barely opened and we're starting to play music and stuff. And man, that was such a thrown into the deep end experience for me. That was my first tour ever, and I was just like, oh my gosh, what am I doing here? like I'm playing my set and then I'm watching Disciple, I'm watching Jeremy Camp, I'm watching,
yeah, dude, biggest names out there.
Yeah, like you're seeing all of these huge people play, and you're like, how did I get here? What's going on?
Wow.
Yeah, and so it was a learning experience. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure. That's that's a great lineup too, because the Winter Jam does come through Greensboro every year, it seems like, and we're almost there every time. I don't know if I was here this last time or not, but we're almost there every time, and they do the sound very well. The sound in that,
oh gosh,
shaking the mess.
It's excellent, yeah.
And I love that kind of stuff. I like it to. I want to feel it. Right?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. So 23, you're saying.
23.
So prior to that, you were a family pastor.
Yep. I was a family pastor. So it was 2022 that I moved out from Denver, Colorado. That's where I was originally from as a family pastor.
I got you.
Moved out to Tennessee, and when I moved out to chase the dream, chase the music career, and I prayed, and I was like, God, you know what I'm moving out here for. You know the desires of my heart, and please, show me the way into that. But God, if you don't, I will serve you faithfully wherever you put me. Right. And as soon as I get out to Tennessee, man, God didn't put me in music. It was like, it was one of those things like you're praying it and you're like, oh yeah, I'll serve you faithfully anywhere you put me, thinking that you're going to end up like where you want to be. Right.
Mm-hmm. I know that story. Yeah.
And I didn't end up in music right away. I actually, for the first about month and a half of my time out there, I was door dashing.
Singing the whole time.
Singing the whole time.
Food is here.
Right. And then I was like, you know what? I don't think that door dashing is going to continue to pay the bills. Nope. And so the church that I had been going to, one Sunday I see a sign. It's like, do you know how to edit videos? Do you love ministry? And I'm like, a little bit. And yes, like I can edit a little bit, and yes, I love ministry. And so I applied for that job at the church. They needed a video editor. Yeah. And I was just honest with them about what I was out there for. And I was real torn, like, should I tell them? Because they might not hire me if they know that I'm like trying to make it in music. But I told them, I told them, and they're like, well, we want to have you for as long as we can. If that's forever, that's great. If that's a year, that's fine with us too. And we're just happy to be a part of your story. And so I jumped on and I served faithfully where I was at. They locked me in the video dungeon in the back of the church. It was me and my boss. We worked together all the time. That's exactly it, man. Yeah. And so that entire time there, though, I wasn't on the worship team. I wasn't part of writing any songs for the worship team. That was nothing. Yeah.
For a second, because I don't want people to miss this.
Yeah.
This means something. This means something. And I tell you that because I've been doing ministry full-time 35 some odd years now. Do you know how rare it is to hear someone who has a dream, who has a calling, but willing to do whatever door God opens up first?
Yeah.
That's hard to find.
It was hard to do.
Thank you.
That's the truth. You know what I mean?
That's the reality of it. Yeah. It's like, okay, God, do you care that I'm here? Really, I'm doing this instead, but willing to do.
Yes. Yeah. It was one of those things where it's like, I was constantly battling with ego at that time.
See, I love
because I'm filming the worship team.
You're supposed to be the guy being filmed.
I came out here to be the guy on the stage. I'm the guy.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
I love this.
And so it was that, like I'm listening. I'm filming the videos for them. I'm editing the videos for them. I'm the guy that is doing the setup. You have great lights and cameras around it. I know what every one of these pieces of equipment is. I know how to set it up and tear it down. I was the guy walking in with all the equipment on my back, setting it up, and then the worship teams comes in when it's time to film, and you know what I mean. So
fully,
it was that. But man, I'm so thankful for that season in my life because it taught me that ministry comes first, and I truly believe if you can't serve, you can't lead. Right? That's that's something I developed in church a long time ago. But that situation was a testing of the Spirit for me, and it taught me how to keep my ego in check and to remember what is more important. Because I'm not going to say like, oh yeah, I promised God I would serve him faithfully, and it was the best thing that I ever did. It was hard, man.
Truth is the most powerful medicine for life.
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't always want it. Hearing a truth, taking that pill. I don't want to. Truth is though, it can take you places. Yeah. And so being honest about it. It matters. And the fact that you did it, I've had to do the same thing growing up. I did. My first job in ministry was the grass, clean the glass,
Come on,
and clean the brass.
Yep.
And that was all a pain in the what. So let's go. So I want to be the youth pastor, but you got me out here mowing the yard in the heat of Louisiana. You got me cleaning all the glass windows of the church, and people put out. And every Sunday I would watch people grab that brass handrail. It would make me swagger.
Don't touch it.
Why did you do that?
Yep.
But the truth is, it wasn't about being the position. It was about the love for the ministry.
Yeah.
And so that you admit that you did that, and you admit it's hard.
Yeah.
Because you're watching other people. That's the people I want to be, right? Yep. Well, man, that's beautiful. I love that about your spirit, because that says a lot about who you are. So at what point? So what was the shifting moment? What took place?
So it was about 9 months in, and the lead worship pastor, he pulls me aside one day, and he's like, "So I found you on Facebook," and I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Why didn't you tell me you do music?" And I said, honestly, I just didn't feel like work was the place to talk about it. I said, I'm here. I was here to serve. I said, it was just kind of something that I had promised God. Wow. and I felt that I needed to do that. And he's like, "Well, what I saw was good. Why don't you send me what you have?" And so I got my stuff together. He ended up taking me to lunch. We sat in his car for like an hour after lunch, and I played him songs. And he's like, "Okay," and he was just drilling me with questions. What does your daily routine look like? How much are you writing? Where do you want to go with this? What do you want to do? And so I tell him, and then a couple days later, he's like, "You ever hear of Winter Jam?" And I was like, "Yeah, I of course I know Winter Jam." And he's like, "So I have some friends that run Winter Jam, and I sent them your stuff, wow. and they want to meet with you." And I was like, "Cool." Cool. Oh yeah. I was like, I could see.
Yeah,
I could
my
probably,
schedule.
Yeah, exactly.
And my freedom.
It's one of those things where internally, it's fireworks and you're doing backflips, but you have to be like, "Oh man, thank you so much."
Yeah, Try to remain calm about it.
Yeah,
look like you're a professional.
Yeah, exactly. And so he had kind of helped make that connection, and the team that I was working with at the time, they were like, "Do you want to do it?" And I said, "Yeah, of course I want to do it." And so they said, "Well, you would probably have to quit your job at the church, and this would be because Winter Jam's 3 months long." And they had told me, "We recommend, if you're going to jump in and we're going to get behind you and like help you make this happen, you probably need to go and not turn back."
Wow.
And I was like, "Let's go." Mm-hmm. And I had talked to the church, and they were already super pumped. The pastor who hired me, he's like, "Yeah, Leo told me about it. We're so excited for you, man. We're your biggest fans. And, we hope that you don't have to come back. If you do, there's a home for you here, but we hope that you don't have to come back." And obviously they want me to come back to the church, but like back to staff.
Right.
Their prayer was that I didn't have to come back to staff.
That's beautiful.
And that was an incredible heart of the church.
It is.
Because it wasn't like, "Oh, we took, we gave you a place, but they were just like,
you, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
And that goes back to when I was doing the interview. Remember how I had mentioned I wasn't sure if I should tell them about wanting to do music, but God was like, "Man, just be honest. Like tell people what you're here for." And so in 2023, did that tour. Felt like I was drowning a little bit, but figured it out. God blessed that situation, made it an incredible learning experience. And a few years later, doing my own tours and, getting streams, or getting radio. It's just, it's incredible to just kind of look back on that season and be like, this was part of what God had.
Yeah. That's a beautiful story in the way that it's set up, because it shows also the heart of that church. I love that. Yeah. Because not every church feels that way. Right. Some people think they own the people in the building, and that's not the case. So this is God's people. Yep. We don't own anybody. But to hear that sacrifice, man, go for it. We want to see you succeed.
It was
beautiful.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming because you went from not performing at the time to now you're doing before Winter Jam. That had to be a huge leap from the not doing it right now to let's do it in front of thousands.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a big jump.
It was crazy.
So did you already have your band together, or was that?
I went out, me and Trax. I pushed spacebar.
Come on.
and did the thing. I had one, dude, this is crazy. All right, look, we talked about so many people today they have that dream, right?
Yeah.
And they want to go straight to the top of what that dream is.
Sure. Yeah.
You want to be a
Easy
pastor.
road.
You just want to be the pastor. You don't want to clean the church. You don't want, you don't want to serve first. You just want to be there. Right.
Right.
And so Winter Jam, it was one of those things. I had one friend, me and him went on the road. I have a 2-door Scion TC. We drove that every single night, bro. We vacuum packed merch. We put the back seats down and we had vacuum bags of t-shirts that we took out on the road with us. We had a backpack with a laptop that he held on his lap in the car. And that's how we did tour for the first 3-4 weeks of Winter Jam.
Oh my Lord.
We rolled out and it was just us. So I would do the show. I would do a meet and greet and my meet and greet lines take forever because I like to engage.
I can see that.
I want to ask you about you and I'm a pastor. I like to talk. Yeah. You know what I mean?
We all.
Yeah. Right. And so we would do that. We would do our, meet and greet. We would tear down our own merch, re-vacuum pack it, load it up in the car, and then we'd get in the car and drive ourselves. And it was one of those things, then you got, Jeremy Camp crushing it, who comes out of his, he comes out of his van or his bus. He sings his songs and he gets back on the bus.
Meanwhile,
and we're vacuuming. The bag got a hole in it. Now this one won't vacuum pack.
Tap on the roof.
Yeah. And so, it was another check in my ego. It was another one of those. All right, let's see if you really do want to do this because, so you've served the church, you've served God, but what do you want this for? Wow. Are you going to spend time with the people? Are you going to get to know them? You know what I mean? Like all of these things. So we would do the show, we'd get in the car, we'd drive over. This dude, my friend Isaac that I was out with, he was insane. He did a 14-hour overnighter. And I told him, hey bro, wake me up halfway through. I wake up and we're there. And he's like, I didn't want to wake you up, man. I know it was a hard night last night. Dude, I didn't want to wake you up. I look in the cup holder. He's like, yeah, I had 4 of those. I don't know if I should. 5-hour energy shots.
Oh no.
On the thing, it says, do not exceed 1 bottle in 24 hours.
3 days.
He was wired, man.
I've had that before. I know exactly. Oh my Lord.
Dude, he was wired, but I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful for him and, and just kind of like being that trooper with me. He's his own story and testimony, that was just also an incredible transformation story. But in all of this, it was just like, do you really want to do this? And so they weren't a label at the time. They became a label recently, but at the time they were just, what felt like family, helping me pursue this passion. And, this guy, he tells me all the time, he's like, if you were going to quit, Winter Jam was where you would have quit.
Exactly.
But you came out of it wanting it even more. Yeah. And that's something different right there. That's you know what I mean? And so the show, we had some songs and we had, a little bit, but it was not about the concerts every night. It was about learning how to be an artist that will operate differently.
Well, what kind of man are you going to be?
Yeah, that's what this
it.
Was.
That's it. Are you going to be prideful, egotistical? Are you going to be selfish? Or are you going to be giving? I mean, that those kind of seasons help define you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because I truly think that if I got to go straight to the superstar treatment right away, man, I would have been out of this already. Yeah. I would have egoed myself out of great ministry opportunity and out of great music opportunity because I would everything that happens now, I appreciate it beyond what people could even know.
That's beautiful.
Like everything and everywhere that I go, it's like, treat this like this is what you get to do. Yeah. Because there's so many other things. God doesn't need you to spread the word through music, Yeah. God is allowing you to spread the word in that way. Thanks. And so it's like, man, treat this like it's everything that you prayed for and worked for because it is.
It is.
Well,
that's beautiful, man. I love the way you lay that out because it's not everybody will confess that portion of it, right?
Yeah.
I jokingly tell, and I'm a little serious about it, when I tell people I prayed to be 6'2". My dad was 6'2". I wanted to be 6'2". And then I realized my pride probably couldn't have handled it. I don't know if I was 6'2", I'd be a total jerk.
Had to keep in check just a little bit.
Maybe 5'10".
Yeah.
We'll give you 5'10".
Yeah, there you go.
God, why? I wanted to be. My brother became 6'2".
Wow.
Of all, you give my younger brother to. But I do think though there are each of us have weaknesses we have to deal with.
Yeah.
And pride is something that we don't roll. It sneaks up on you.
Yeah.
And you don't realize it's there until all of a sudden you're revealing something.
Yeah.
And so it's a joke, but it's also kind of serious. I don't know what kind of person I would have been had I had what I really thought I needed to be. Right?
Well, and so I like, I look at, we see examples in the Bible. One of my favorite stories is Joshua and Jericho, because what they had to do in order to see that city fall had to have felt demeaning to them, right? It had to have felt like, what are we doing? This better work. You know what I mean?
They're
Like
spitting on it. They're throwing stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're getting up day 5 and they've been mocked and ridiculed. And I grew up only allowed to watch things like VeggieTales, right? So when I talk about this story, I think of like the peas that are sitting up on the wall and they're throwing slushies but
some nasty slushies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it had to have been just a terrible experience, but you continue to move in faith. And then when that victory is seen, it's seen in a way that only God could make happen.
That's good.
Right? They could not have overtaken that city if they tried to with full force. They stormed in, they would have lost. They would have lost.
And walls so thick, chariot races on top. You're talking about at least 2 to 3 wide. Yeah. Right. So, and here's a nugget. You may already know this, but I'll just drop it in there. If you read the scripture, you'll see that God didn't tell them to be quiet. Joshua did. Mm-hmm. So these people were listening to the instructions of the headship that God put in their life. Yeah. And I know many a Christian today be like, well, God didn't tell me that. And the truth is, all those Israelites listened to the leadership they were given at that moment. And that guy said, don't say a word.
Yep.
Dude, that's killer because they were getting feces thrown at them.
Oof, yep.
But we're listening. Okay, Joshua, we're going.
Yep. All right.
God's appointed you. We're going to follow you.
Yep.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, and that leadership, the faith that he even had to have, knowing they're giving me a hard time, and these guys are wondering if I'm all there right now.
They're quiet right now.
Yeah. And but ultimately, man, when they completed their obedience, right? Yeah. God brought a victory that only he could bring.
Yes, sir.
And I know that is why he brought it in that way, because the glory was given back to God. Exactly. You know what I mean? That's not something that Joshua would say, like, I did that. Mm-hmm. Or the people could say, yeah, we took that city over. Right. Like, no, that victory doesn't make sense on paper. It only makes sense because God allowed it to make sense, right? God allowed it to happen. And that's a big way that I've viewed this journey into the music career. It doesn't make sense on paper. Yeah. It only happened because God allowed it to happen. But there were days that I had to march around the city and be like, what am I doing? And say nothing. And just all of that.
Wait.
Yeah. There were those days.
There's, we have those in life. I've had many of the days like that in pastoring. There are days I've tried to quit 1,000 times. Yeah. And I don't think it's an exaggeration. I'm thinking 35 years, I thought, okay, Lord, can I stop doing this now? Yeah. And the problem is when you're called to do a certain thing, even when you're ready to get done with it, you're not able to walk away.
That's it.
That's a calling, right? So that means that God still has a plan and a purpose for us to continue to do. And my job is to keep obeying his voice. So you've done that. So let me ask this question. What is the dream? So now you've taken some steps here. You've gone through some processes. What's the dream? In your mind, what's it look like?
Yeah, I love that. So I want to keep releasing music. I want to keep, growing. And this is something that I'm very excited about, is as my demand raises as a artist and entertainer, right?
Which you want to have.
You do, yes. And I'm not going to lie about that. I mean, I want to do that. But as it raises, the leverage that I have to use some of that draw and some of that demand to make these events better and more impactful, to give opportunity to other people, that increases as well. And so my big vision is let's have success in music, let's become an awesome name that people know and all of that stuff. But then let's use that to create other opportunity for other people who want to do the same thing. And so when I'm looking at hey, I'm an artist, I write music. Yes, you you are, and so does everybody, but what's your heart behind it?
Right.
How do you treat people that are going to come meet you in the meet and greet line? How do you treat the sound engineer that is,
I know some preachers that are bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And
use the sound guy.
That's one of the big things. That's one of the big things to me is that this sound guy has been stepped on by all the artists that have come up before you. Mm-hmm. Nobody appreciates him, but you know what? Without your engineer, you don't have a show. It doesn't matter how cool you look up there if you're like, you know what I mean? Like how do you treat the sound engineer? How do you treat the stage manager? How do you treat the hospitality? How do you treat people? Yeah. And so let's use some of that that leverage that you have now to open up a door for people who have the right heart that are ready to step into this. Let's use some of that leverage to pop into a local small town. So I grew up in church in the inner city, man. There was projects on both sides. It was the hood. Like, let's use some of that leverage to go do a pop-up concert in the hood, bring some people to it. And like, let's really make some noise there and say, you know what? Like, no, we were blessed by this event that had the means to cover it, or we're blessed by this, by these streaming numbers or by this radio that has come in. And we just want to be a blessing to this small town church that could use that blessing. And so it's as you pray for more, and this is for anybody in whatever lane they're doing, right? Yes. As you pray for more success, you need to also be praying for reasons that you want that success, right? How are you going to use that? What's the kingdom connection? Yeah. If as God blesses you, who are you going to bless? Yes. How are you going to make it make sense? And something that, this big question has been on my heart in a big way, because I think this is it's a ministry question. It's a business question. It's a personal question. But this question is anybody's life better because you were in it? Come on. If you can say yes to that question, that should be what your goals center around. As a church, is the community that you're in better because the church was there? Yeah. As an artist, was the event that I played better because I was there? As people in attendance, did I say something that made you think differently that is now going to make your life better because we had an impact? Like, it should always be. So as your opportunity grows, you need to be looking for more opportunities to make an impact with what God's given you. It's just bless as you are blessed. Man, you just preached a sermon in about 30 seconds. Come on. Yeah. But that's exactly what needs to be done. And at the church, we talk about what it means to pray and how to pray. And we got a lot of Christians asking the Lord for all kinds of things. Mm-hmm. Most of it is all very selfishly driven. And God, if you'll give me this, then I'll do this or whatever else. and the truth is, he said, ask in my name. Yeah. But when you ask in his name, it has to be connected to his will. Yep. And what's his will? Kingdom fulfillment. Yeah. So if I can't pray about God blessing me so I can do this next thing in the kingdom, that's when it comes to pass. That's right? It. Yeah. And so you have the heart for that, and you're telling me that already. And everybody's listening. I need you to get a hold of that. When you pray, it needs to be tied to kingdom. Mm-hmm. Don't be asking God, if I just win the lottery, I'll be all right. No. You probably, if you're not tithing now, you won't tithe the lottery comes in. That's the truth. But if you will start praying, God, I need to see this happen in my life, because when this happens, God, I'm going to tie this into the kingdom. Come on. I'm going to reach more. So that's the method for how to see great miracles in your life take place. And you need to, and start tying into the kingdom now with what you do have. If it's not, I tell people that all the time, because you had mentioned, God, win this, then I'm going to do this for you. Mm-hmm. It's not transactional. No. You know what I mean? If he's not a genie, we're up in the bottom. That's going to happen. Like, all right, God, you do this, and then I'll do this, and back and forth. It's be a blessing with what you can now. And so something for me, as even just in this small window of as success has started to grow, I have 2 acts that I'm developing under me. So one is a husband and wife duo. They go by Grace and Max, and the other one is a solo artist, goes by Judah Avenue. And so when we go out and I'm planning shows, if I have I'm going to pull up at a church and just do a Sean Rodriguez, fun night, then these 2 acts are opening that night. That's cool. Festivals that I've had developed great relationships with, I'm giving them a call, say, hey, I'm helping, I have some artists that are coming up. Do you have some early slots? I'm going to be there anyway. Yeah. I can bring them out. They can play because they play in my band as well. That's fantastic. And so it's like, I don't have the the success that would warrant like, just putting somebody on and stuff like that.
I understand that.
But I do have a little bit now to where I can create opportunities for
so
people.
You're proving. Yeah, you're proving now what you're going to be later.
You're doing it now, and you're making the most of it now. And so for anybody that's like, oh, if I just had, once I had this kind of money, I would give it. Well, give a little bit now. You don't got to give, you win the lottery, maybe you'll give 100,000 to the church.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You don't need to give 100,000 to the church right now. If you make 5,000 a month, give 500 to the church.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
There you go.
Bless people now. Be a blessing now. And then as God opens up your capacity to do more, you're already used to doing it. And it's like, oh, cool. And then it gets more fun for you because you get to watch it grow and you get to say like, oh, I remember, when I could only do this, but now I'm able to do this. And you get more excited about what you're able to do for other people than you are like what's happening. The growth in your life that's happening is just kind of like, oh yeah. And also this is there and it's really cool and it's exciting, but like, look at the impact that I'm having over here. And it becomes more about the impact. So train your mind now, be more kingdom minded now.
Yes.
And that becomes the exciting part of life, and it's way more fulfilling.
I believe with all my heart that God blesses those he trusts.
Yes.
And we see that in the story of the talents. I'm giving you 5, I'm giving you 2, I'm giving you 1. And we see the responses that were given from that.
Yeah.
People don't realize that story has so many deep meanings to it. But the number one meaning is this: whatever he's given you, you're responsible right now to fulfill it, or at least start a process to fulfill it.
Yeah.
Like I said, doing this 35 years. And so I'm at a point in my ministry now where I really and I told my staff this the other day, I really just want to be able to love on people.
Yeah.
I want to be able to love people like I never have before. When you're younger, it's all about, drive. And I'll confess that. My 20s to 35, 20 to 35 was all about get it done.
Let's hustle. Yeah.
Get it done. And then I married an amazing woman 32 years ago. She still loves me, thank God.
That's awesome.
And she was the kind, if I said, baby, I need this done, she would get it done. Now, there might be 5 dead bodies in the ground, but she got it done, right? Yeah. Because it was all about, let's get it done. And the truth of the matter is, the entire thing about pastoring is not about the building, is not about whatever new program is running now. It's about the people standing in front of you.
That's it.
And if you don't learn how to love them and minister them first, then everything else becomes pointless. Yeah. You may succeed in some ways, but you're going to have a building.
Yeah.
You're not going to have the relationships within the kingdom are way more valuable.
Right? Oh yeah.
And so we've seen a lot of great growth, and we're excited about that. And and my staff looked at me like, okay, they understood what I was saying, because we've driven so hard for so long.
Yeah.
Can we just love on people?
Come on.
And dude, it's amazing, that atmosphere. And it permeates the church.
Yeah.
Everybody, when you walk in there, you'll feel that immediately. Yep. There's a joy, there's an excitement that you're there. Love on the sound guys.
That's it.
Love on the camera people. Tell them thank you. Walk up to them. And so when I'm not preaching, especially when I'm not preaching on certain Sundays, I'll walk around, and every single person that's doing something, I'll take it. I'm talking with you. We're going to hang out for a few minutes. Yep. I'm going to tell you how much I appreciate what you're doing. And like tonight, we'll be my wife and I are driving the golf carts tonight.
Oh, so nice. Dude, come on. That's cool.
I can't wait. And I love it. We get out there, we'll drive the carts. People are like, Pastor? And I'm like, get on the cart, man. We got service starting, because everybody else is taking care of the service. They're doing it, my son and daughter, their whole team, and our executive pastor, we're all just letting them do it. And we're just serving everywhere we can. Yeah. And that 3-minute ride in a golf cart, and you get to tell somebody how much I appreciate them being here, and they get to tell me their story for a moment. Mm-hmm. That ministry moment is huge. Yep. Somebody asked me today, well, if you weren't, the lead pastor, what would you do? Drive a golf cart. I do it every time. Yeah. Just to have those moments, and it matters, and your heart sounds like that. I feel that from you, and I really appreciate that. I'm so glad you're here for the conference. Last night was a powerful night. It was really great. I can't wait to be a part of tonight.
That's going to be
I'll
fun.
probably come in a few minutes late because I'm driving a golf cart.
That's all right.
But I'll be in there. Yep. Man, I can't wait to hear the whole thing.
That's so cool.
So that's the dream. I'm looking forward to seeing that. And what about family? Would you have family?
Yeah. So I got a wife and a 6-year-old daughter.
Nice.
And, my daughter just finished kindergarten, and she's
that's an age right there.
Oh yeah, she's a blessing because she's old enough to have a little bit of attitude, but she's still baby cute. You know what I mean? So
she gets away with it.
So I've been working, man, because sometimes she'll say something that's like just totally attitude, and there's several times I have walked around the corner and laughed for a second, and then came back around and just been like,
facts,
baby. That's not okay. We can't talk like that. You know what I mean? Like you can't do that. And it cracks me up. And it's so funny because I'm like, I wonder if God's ever like that with us. You know what I mean? Where it's like,
all the time.
Like we think we're all smart and got it together, and God's like, oh my gosh, listen, Sean, you can't do that.
Man, but that age is a priceless. I say this not because I did something wrong, but I wished I had those years back.
Yeah.
In many ways.
Yeah.
I was driving to get things done. I was building a church, and I had my daughter who was about 4, 5, 6 years old when that was really going on. And I'm in a town of middle of nowhere, Texas, and we're trying to see a miracle take place. And we did. We built a church that would seat the whole town, in a few years. But I missed out on some opportunities. And so that's why I'm looking forward to grandkids. I'm looking forward to making up for something.
Oh, because they're going to be spoiled, man. Come on. Yeah. I love that.
There's those pictures.
I love that. Yeah, that's something that I've faced that a little bit just, in traveling so much, because we're on the road, and I'm thankful to say this. We are on the road a lot. And it's not like, poor us. It's right. This is what we get to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the reality is we are on the road a lot. And so how do you handle that? Well, when you come home, you are there.
Completely.
You're not answering emails, taking calls, anything. It's like, all right, I'm in town. You want to go to the indoor playground? Let's go. It doesn't matter how, and that's I really think that's important for any father coming home. You're tired. You're going to be tired. You know what I mean? But God, I truly believe God will fill you up for everything that you pour out when your heart is in the right place like that. Oh, yeah. Come home and just that little bit of extra effort, and then sleep like a rock that night. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
But like God will fill you up when you prioritize and you love the blessings that he's given you, because it's your responsibility to do that, man. You're showing God
it's the greatest gift in all of your music and all the things that you will do in life. The greatest gift you have in this world is what you pass down through your children. And, I have an amazing daughter and amazing son, and I'm so blessed that both of them are in the ministry with me.
Yeah.
And they're not the spoiled rotten kids. They are hungry for what God's doing.
Yeah.
And that's hard to have.
Absolutely.
And I have a father. It's also my mother. They're still in ministry. And he's,
that was cool. When I walked in, y'all were watching him on TV.
He was singing,
and I was like,
the old man still got pipes, man.
Yeah, that's great.
Sing. And so, we have this multi-generational ministry. And so there's your value. Mm-hmm. There's where it comes up, because whatever happens when God calls me home, when that day is, and I pray it's a long time from now.
Oh yeah.
But would be that the world's affected by the kind of people that grew up under me in my life, and I'm blessed by them. I watched both of them. They amaze me what they figure out that God's doing and how to do it. And so they're both thrilled that you're here.
That's
and
awesome.
I think my daughter told you earlier in our conversation downstairs. I really like to have all the conversations in the room.
I know.
We had one take place before we got up here, and she was trying to be complimentary. It just didn't come out the right way.
She was looking for more music. Was the way
but she kept hearing the same song.
But she said that song was getting so annoying. And man,
dude, how do you say that?
I gotta talk to the Apple Music algorithm. Like, I don't know why it kept feeding her that song. It's like,
song
maybe you need to be a little happier then. I don't know.
She needed it.
It's song about joy. It wasn't Apple. It was God.
She had to dig out that hole, man.
That was funny. So for your listeners, the context of this story, we were saying, how did you track down Sean? And she goes, oh well, well, your song "Count It All Joy" came on, and it kept coming on, and it just kept coming up in Apple, and I was like, okay, this song is getting annoying. What else does this guy have? And so she switched over to Spotify, and she's like, oh, I actually like the rest of your music, but like, how did you find me? By wanting to get rid of the song that I kept hearing.
I mean, your song drove me nuts, so I wanted to find out more songs from you.
Yeah, that's it. So it's like, okay, well, thank you. I'm sorry. I don't know how to respond here.
I receive your compliment.
Yeah, it's great. But those are things, man. Like I love stories like that because they're fun. You know what I mean? Like those are fun things. Those are fun.
Well,
things
the truth is funnier than fiction all day.
It is
every day.
It always is.
I don't tell jokes. I tell stories.
Yeah,
because the stories are far more meaningful.
Yeah,
and they have more impact because it's a lived experience.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And so that's why I like telling that you revealed that little story. It's just a great. We're all shocked. We're like, dude, you're telling me sucks. What are you saying? She's like, no, that's not what I mean.
No, and it's funny because, man, in life, man, you can't take yourself too seriously. You know what I mean? Like, have fun, laugh. Things are funny, and it's okay. Yeah. You know, like let's have some fun.
Yes,
it's just it makes everything better. You know. Well,
I've tried being serious. Yeah, and it doesn't work for me.
Yeah,
it just doesn't. I enjoy living.
That's it.
And I enjoy hanging out with people. And this has been a fantastic conversation. Thank you for hanging out with me today at the Michael Shane Kelly Show. Yeah. Yes, it's my whole name. We were trying to find what we're going to call the show, and someone finally said, "Well, we typed in your whole name, and no one has that."
Oh, there you go.
And I went, wow,
that's the name right there.
That's what we're going with.
Yeah.
So, man, Sean Rodriguez, thank you for this time together. I've really enjoyed our conversation. I look forward to our service tonight with you, and in the future, I'm sure we're going to see each other again. This is fantastic. God bless you, man. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you being a part of this. And I tell you all, tune in next time and check us out. It's going to be incredible. God bless, guys.